Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to actually practice playing with some drums. So the bass is part of the rhythm section. That means our responsibility in the band is we are part of setting the rhythm for the song that's going on. So best thing to do is get yourself into a band, find a group of people to play with, to jam with, mates, whatever. If you can't find anyone to play with, here's a little tip. Go to a church. Churches have bands. They play like every week. Most of them are actually really highly skilled musicians. Jump in with those guys. That's where I play. There's so much that you can learn. Go and get into it, and if they're anything like us, they'll have like a music program for young people. That's actually what Groundbreak is. It's a music program just for young people. Just developing people, teaching people. So go find your local Christian church and jump into that. Sidetrack. Anyway, what I've just quickly run down a drum track. And we're just going to look at some different rhythms we can play along. So I'm just going to use two notes. I'm going to use G and I'm going to use A, and then I might throw in parts of my scale. So remembering my major scale and then my minor scale had a flat 3, a flat 6 and flat 7. So the note that I quite often use is actually the flat 7. Okay, so when a guitarist plays like an A7 or an E7 or a D7, the 7 that they're using in that chord is actually a flat 7. It's not that major 7. Okay, if it was an A major 7, if it actually said A major 7, then it would be that major 7. But a straight 7 is that one, and it actually works better than that major 7 for the bass too. So I'm just going to play this track and we'll just look at some simple rhythms. Okay, that's totally something that we can do. I've heard the bass described as an ocean liner. I reckon it's a great picture. The bass is a great big ocean liner. Lead guitar is like a little yacht. It's a little yacht. It turns real quick and it's all over the place. The ocean liner is big and heavy and it takes time to move. Okay, that's really the bass's job, is being that big bottom end. But we'll throw some other stuff in here too, but just remember that fundamentally that's what the bass is doing, is providing that weight and that strength. So yeah, I'll play this and we'll see what happens, eh? So you see that works? Okay, so you can see there's a whole lot of different stuff you can do from the long notes. You'll notice with those long notes that I was playing the note again before I passed the next one, just because that's what I felt fit. But you notice when we go to those short notes how much more it suits the groove. So it's really just a matter of ascertaining what the song calls for. So for most of the time in this, it would just be that. And then you can throw the little fills and stuff in between, but the bulk of what you're doing, nice and simple, and you see how it just fits in with that groove. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play this track again so you can jam along to it. So you can use the same notes I did, or you can use other notes. Did I just throw you off? One of the hardest things to do is listening to people talk and talking while you're playing, especially when it's out of time. Cool. So you can probably find empty drum tracks like that all over the place. I just made one on a recording program on Logic. If you've got a Mac, you'll have GarageBand, easy as, just chuck a loop on, drag it across. So when you learn to play with drums, you learn to play in time, as long as the drums are in time, which if you use a loop, they are. But you're also learning to play along with them, with what they're doing. Focus on the kick drum. That's really the thing, the boof. When the bass hits the note with the kick drum at the same time, both of them add punch to each other. So that's really what you're listening for. You want that kick drum for that punch, and then you're looking to your snare drum for accents. So that boom, boom, boom. That was more hi-hat. Anyway, snare drum, the rattly one. Yeah, that's normally playing your accents, and then you're just working in and around those. You can choose. You play with them, or you play around them. Okay, and it's just something you'll get used to. Just let me encourage you. Jump into a band, which I know can be hard to find if you don't have a bunch of mates that play music. That's where something like a church is great. Yeah, where you can just jam with people. Go jam in someone's garage. Yeah. But yeah, just get playing with other people and used to working together. Awesome. Have fun.